Hey, how's it going, folks? The name's Defi, and welcome back to another episode of my solo RPG playthrough for Against the Darkness. Okay, right, so we are finally back to this playthrough for Against the Darkness. So, in the last episode, we completed our first dungeon. However, it came at the cost of losing our two hobbits. Since then, our two dwarfs managed to head back, pay their proper respects, tally their gold up, and didn't buy anything, but we got two new party members, which we rolled, and we have a barbarian, and we have another hobbit, or another halfling, rather. So let's see how this party gets on. So let me introduce you to them right now. So we have Tilly Bramblefoot, who is this person right here, and we have Gorham Thundercrown, who is right here as well. So Tilly is currently equipped with a sling and a bollock mace. We gave her the lantern from the last halfling, so we didn't sell anything, and Gorham has a flanged mace, a gambeson, and a Viking shield. So yeah, so basically these are the weapons. There's the bollock mace and there's the flanged mace as well. Gambeson's kind of like a padded leather sort of armor that is normally worn underneath chainmail and other medieval armors as well. So we are going to get cracking. We're going to get started into our second. So we're going to get started in our second dungeon now. So let's get started then. So as a reminder to people, this is a 2d6 game system where basically you need two 6-sided dice, and depending on different rolls and stuff, depends on what happens. And when it comes to dungeons is randomly generated, so we'll just go through this one little bit at a time. I'm not going to go through the entire thing, so if you want to know the entire thing, if you just come across this playthrough for the first time, I recommend you go checking out the first video in the playlist as I go through the entire manual. Right, so let's go to entrance room. So basically what we do is we roll a d6 to determine our entry room, and then from there we roll another two single 6 rolls between 11 and 66, which determines our corridors and the rooms as we advance. So let's roll our entry room and let's get started then. Right, so 5. We have a 5, which is going to be this here. It's going to be entrance, and then we have 3 different paths. So I'm going to set that up in a second. Okay, right, so we have our first entry dungeon, our first entry room. So if you're wondering how I'm playing this, I am using a paint application program called Paint 3D. It allows me to basically have images set up as 3D images so I can layer things on top and move them in and out of the canvas. It's just, I use this for my solo RPGs. It makes things a little bit more easier than relying on tabletop. So we're going to go back to our PDF now, because now we're going to roll our table runes. Now, actually, before we do that, I keep going out of order a little bit. So what I like to do with my playthroughs is I like to do rolls for what the party choices are. So instead of like saying like, okay, the party is going to go this direction or that direction, I like to do rolls to determine party nature or party natural choices. I like to have a little bit of a semi-autonomous feel to these playthroughs to make it feel the party a little bit more alive and a little bit more independent, if you will. So we're going to do a dice roll to determine which way we're going to go. So let's do a d3 to determine which way we're going to go. 2. Okay, so we're going to go straight forward. So basically, every time I do numbers, or d whatever, it's going to be clockwise. So 1, 2, 3. So we're going straight ahead. So now this is where we roll our first room table. So to do this, basically we roll 2 d6, not at the same time. Yeah, you can do it at the same time. But basically, one dice represents the units, the other represents the tens. So basically, if we were to roll, say, a 2 and a 1, that'd be room 21. So let's do that quickly. So let's do a d6 for the tens, and a d6 for the units. So we're in room 14. And room 14 is exactly this. Interesting. So we've got like a little bit of an eye situation here. Cool. Right. Let's place that down then. Okay. Right. So with room 14, like obviously we need to connect the entrance room to this corridor. So let's see what we're going to do. I think let's do it this direction, I think. Yeah, we can do it this direction then. That sounds good. Let me just bring this forward a little bit so it kind of matches to a degree. There we go. Right. So now that we have a new room for us to go to, by the way, I like to do this as well to keep track of where the party's going. So this is the entrance, and now we're coming into the first corridor. So so now that we've generated a new room, what we need to do is we need to go back to the PDF, because every time we generate a new room, we need to generate what the room's contents is via this table. So basically we roll another 2d6, and basically whatever we roll on, that's what we get. So for example, we roll 2 ones, we get a treasure room, a treasure protected by trap, if corridor empty, otherwise roll the special events table, empty but roll, yeah, basically stuff like that. So basically, depending if you have a room or a corridor, we might get access to certain features, otherwise we don't. So let's roll 2d6 and let's see what's in this room. Okay. Oh, it's a treasure. So we found a treasure already. Holy smokes. That is a good start. That's a very, very, very good start. So as soon as the party comes into the dungeon, they notice they have a forward, left, or right. They decide to go forward, to go straight into this corridor, and they notice that on the floor is the corpse of a dead adventurer. So let's see what it is they have on them. So we need to go to our treasure table, and we need to roll a d6. Now obviously there's other modifiers that can give us a +1 or a -1 depending, but for now it's just a flat d6. That's not bad actually, that's pretty good. Let's see what we got. Oh my lord. We get a magic. We get a random magic item. Oh, what a start. What a start. So in terms of the magic table, we get access to 6 different things. We get access to the Wand of Sleep, which allows you to cast sleep 3 times before energy is depleted. Only Wizard of Elves may use it. Add the user's level to determine the spell roll, so you would do a sleep spell cast by the character. We get a Ring of Teleportation, allow users to automatically pass a defense roll by moving that character out of the room. That character may not take part in the current combat, but rejoins the party as soon as the combat is over. After 1 use, the ring loses powers and becomes a simple gold ring worth 1d6 + 1 gold pieces. Fool's Gold, there's magical but fake gold pieces will let the user automatically bribe the next monster to ask for a bribe, no matter what the monster asks. The gold will appear enough to satisfy his greed. This is a 1-use magic item. Magic weapon, which has a +1 to our attack rolls. Potion healing, which heals all life to a single creature. This does require an action, but this is a 1-use magical item, used by all classes except barbarians. And Fireball Staff. The staff allows the user to cast Fireball twice, then powers are depleted. Only wizards may use it. And users, blah blah blah. Right, so let's roll a d6 then. So there's a few things here that we can actually use, but unfortunately we get a Wand of Sleep, which is not good for us because basically only wizards and elves may use it, but we don't have a wizard and we don't have an elf, so that's not the best thing, but at the same time it's not exactly the worst thing either. So I need to get rid of this as well, actually. Tell you what, let me just... Okay, right, sorry about it, folks. I'm just clearing this monsters killed thing. Right, so we have a choice to see who's going to get the Wand of Sleep. So let's do a d4 to determine who gets it. 4. So that's going to be our... that's going to be Adrica Cavebrand. Okay then, right. So basically, we just need to write on there. Actually, tell you what, let's just let's type it out. Find it. There we go. Text. Yeah, it's a big difference. Let's go. Maybe not that big. There we go. Wand of Sleep. Okay. Wand of Sleep. Okay, it's not perfect, but it'll do for now. It will do for now. Okay, so now we have a little bit of a problem. Well, not a problem, a little bit of a choice. So we can either... So the party can either go forward this way to get into the next room, take a right, or down here. So basically, I'm going to say the party members... So Adrica gets the Wand of Sleep. I'm going to say that the other 2 or 3 point members go up and down to see what the rest of the corridor's like. So we're going to decide which way we're going next. So we can either go 1, 2, or 3. Let's see where we're going to go. Okay, let's go D3. 1. Okay, so then we're going straight ahead then. Okay, perfect then. So they're going straight ahead. This is going to be interesting. Oh, actually, that's one thing that we can also do as well. We can also do searches. That's right. We can also do searches in corridors or rooms. Basically, if we don't find anything, then we can do a search and see if that will give us a treasure. In fact, that's what ended up with our 2 halflings dead in the last party. But yeah, I'm going to say to found that. That's good enough for us. Right. So now we need to go back to the PDF. Let's go back to Runes Contents and let's see what contents. No, not ordering contents. What is it? Okay, right. So let's see what room is next. We've got a 6 and a 2, so we're at 62. Room 62, which is room 62, which is a straight corridor. Oh, this is getting interesting. This is getting to be a very interesting dungeon up to now. Okay, so basically, the party members are going straight forward and realize this is not really a natural dungeon. This is more of a cavern almost, it seems. Okay then, right, so let's roll our room's contents table, because it's now classed as a corridor. So let's go room contents table, let's have a quick check, see what it is. Let's roll 2d6. 4. Okay, so 4 is 4 is if corridor empty, otherwise roll on the special events table. So this is a corridor, so it's empty. So basically this is just an empty corridor, so nothing to worry about yet. Yeesh. Okay. Right, so let's choose a different direction now. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. Let's see which way we're going to go. D3. 1. Okay, so we're going to take a left this time. Okay, so yeah, so basically they're going to come down here, and then you're going to take a left. Right, so let's go back to the PDF and let's see what room we get. D6. Okay, that's 3 and a 1, so 31. Okay, then 31, 31, 31. Which is a funny shape room. Okay, so we come across a new room and it's quite odd. There's almost like an oddly designed number 4 or something like that. Okay then, right, so let's go to the rune tables then, let's see what we got. So we're doing okay so far. We went through quite a few rooms and the only thing we found was a wand of sleep, which is good money. I mean, nobody can use it, but it's good money anyway, or we can keep it on somebody until we can find somebody who can use it. Okay, let's go with 2d6, and we have a 10. Okay. 10 is... Oh, shit. Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. 10. I misfingered there. Let me just double check that. Yes, 10, not 11. Definitely, Jesus. Almost had a heart attack then. Okay, so if corridor empty, otherwise roll on the weird monsters table. Okay. Yeah, we're kind of going from oh shit to just shit. Okay, because this is a room, we need to roll on the weird monsters table. Great. So weird monsters are kind of like sub-bosses to a degree, because if you remember, we face a giant spider here, so this is going to be interesting. Let's see exactly what it is we're going to face. Oh yeah, so under here, weird monsters are equivalent to bosses. Defeating a weird monster gives 1 XP roll, so there's a chance we can get a very, very, very nice level up here, so let's see what we can do. Right, so let's roll d6, let's see what we're facing. 3. Okay, so in this chamber is a chimera. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. We have a chimera. Oh fuck. Okay, we'll go over this in a second. So we have a little bit of a choice. Now, when we go into a room and we get into an encounter, basically what we do is the party have a choice between a preemptive strike or a reaction roll, right? So basically, when it comes to reaction rolls, depending on the creature, you roll a d6 and it determines what it is. So for example, this chimera, if we decide, excuse me, not to attack first, we could roll a d6. If we get a 1, we got bribed 50 gold pieces to get past, but the problem is that once we bribe the creature, on our way back, we gotta bribe again. Yeah, you're alright with that. But a 2 to 6 is fight, so I'm gonna say, well, actually, I'll tell you what. Let's see what the party members do. And this is another role I like to do called Oracle rolls. Now, Oracle rolls are basically yes or no questions, yes or no answers. From a 1 to a 9, that is a no. 10 is a reroll, and 11 to 20 is a yes. So the question is, do the party do a preemptive strike onto the Chimera? 13, they do. Okay. Now, I need to look up the rules or something here, because there should be something here. How to attack monsters. I'm sure it says something about you can, as soon as you go into a room, you can attack. Let me have a look. Okay, yeah, so for example, here we go. So when your party enters a room, encounters monsters, 2 options. You can attack, and you can at first attack the monsters or finger. If you attack immediately, your characters will perform attack rolls and divide them by the level of monsters. First, calculate how many monsters are slain by the attack. A warrior rolls a total attack of 7 when attacking a group of goblins. Level 3. The attacker kills 2 goblins, 1 goblin with the first 3 points, another goblin with the other 3 points, and the extra points wasted. Your characters may attack in any order you want, only the monsters to survive. When the party's turn ends, the monster turn begins, get a chance to strike back your characters. Okay, right, so basically it just means that we can all get an attack in. So that's basically it. So let's go back to the weird monsters. Weird monsters, if we find it. Here we go. Right, now let's get this fight set up then. Right, okie dokie then. Right, so the battlefield's been set up. We face this Chimera. Oh my god, this is going to be really, really nasty. So yeah, so basically we come into room 62, then room 31, and then we find the Chimera, and we decide to going into and making the attack first. So basically, everyone goes in and we make an attack each. So I'm good at this. So as a reminder of the combat, as I mentioned about the attack rolls, defense rolls, I'm gonna beat a 5, 6 life points, 3 attacks. Normal treasure on every one of the turns roll d6, and a 1 or 2 the Chimera breathes fire to perform its multiple attacks. All creatures must save level 4 fire or lose 1 life. It's gonna be fun. Okay, right, so basically with bosses and with weird monsters, this is a reminder as well, if the hit points get less than half, I'm gonna have to double check this, I'm sure it's less than half. Okay, yeah, here, this is what I'm talking about. So, bosses are tougher than minions and multiple life points, yada 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 yada. When a boss loses more than half of his life points, his level drops by 1 and he must make a morale check. Roll a die, the monster, if the result is 3 or less, the boss flees, and if the roll is 4 or better, the boss continues to fight to the bitter end, where the life points remain 0, the boss is dead, and the body in the ring can be looted. So, basically, when we get to just less than level, I think about 3 HP into it, I think so, let me just put this back up, there we go. When we get to 3 HP, basically we become level 4, so we can beat level 4, but then we have to do a morale check. Right, anyway, let's get straight into this. So we're making the attack first, so Mangel is doing a d20 plus 1, sorry, a d6 plus 1, d20 plus 1, d20, I think I'm playing hex roll here, d6 plus 1, and he's got to be a 5, which he does, perfect. So first attack, first HP down. Sweet. Oh my god, that's a great start. Alright, Tilly. Tilly's now a d6 minus 1. Minus 1. 1. Yeah, that's an awesome. Nope, that's a 2. Yep. That's a 2. That's fine. Okay, next is Gorham, which is going to be a d6 plus 1. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a rage instead, which I think is going to be a little bit more better for this, just to get some damage in. So for this, let's go back to the barbarian class. There we go, barbarian class. And once per game, a barbarian may perform a rage attack. During a rage attack, roll the attack die 3 times and choose the best result. If the rage attack hits a boss monster, it inflicts 2 wounds. So I think now's the time to do it, because technically weird monsters are classed as bosses. So yeah, so I think now's the time to do it. So we need to roll 3 times and take the best result. So let's see here. So d6 plus 1. That's an automatic failure. d6 plus 1. It's an automatic failure. Whoa, 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 bro, whoa. That was brilliant. That is brilliant. So, first of all, that's an explosive 6 roll. 2 ones followed by a 6. Wow. That's a rage moment if I ever seen one. So, basically, first of all, this gets cut down in half, like so, right? So, we're down to 3 health. We are down to, oh, that came clutch. So, that came down to 3 health. No. Now, its level drops from 5 to 4, but now it's going to make a morale check. So we need to do a D6. So on a 1 to 3 it flees, on a 4 to 6 it stays. It flees, it's gone. It is gone. So the Chimera, getting this barrage of just attacks, just turns tail, and I don't know if it jumps over us and into the dungeon or crawls through a hole in the roof or something. I have no idea. Basically, if we go back to the if we can go back to the how to attack monsters, flee monsters, here we go. Let's see, flee monsters. Monsters that flee just disappear from the game. You may not chase them, you still gain their treasure. And because we still beat them, the beautiful thing is, because it's a weird monster, we get an XP roll. Honestly, I couldn't ask for a better outcome than this. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. Yeah, the Chimera just turns tail and runs. Just turns tail and Zofsky. Just like that. Jesus. And the beautiful thing is, we get an XP roll now, so that means that one of our characters has a chance for an XP roll. And I think I know who we're going to give it to. I think we have to give it to Gorham. Because not only did he get that explosive 6, but I mean, it makes sense for him, I think. That does make sense for him. I mean, I could randomize, but I think it's probably best. Right, so just a reminder how leveling up goes. Basically, the leveling up works differently in 4 Against the Darkness, or 4 Against the Darkness, whatever. Basically, we roll a d6 compared to the level of the character. If the character has a roll equal to or less than the current level of that character, they do not proceed a level. But if they go above, then they get it. So in this case of Gorham, this is level 1, we can't roll a 1. So we're just gonna roll a d6. 2. Just gets it. So now he becomes a level 2. Nice. Now, without actually bringing up the what you call it, the PDFs, want to see something. Yep, life is 7 plus level. So first level barbarian has 8 life points, so he gains 1 extra life, so he's gone from 8 to 9. And a barbarian adds his level to his attack rolls. Yeah, adds his level to the attack roll. So instead of a +1, it's now a +2. Holy smokes, that is amazing. And does his rage increase as well by any chance? Once per game, a barbarian may rage. No, it's just once per game. Alright, so basically he's used up his rage. Yeah, so he's used it up, so he's going to go 0 out of 1. Yeah, used it up. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Now, also as well, we also get a treasure roll as well. Because that, I can't remember, I said normal treasure, so we also get a normal treasure roll as well. Because every time you beat a boss, unless it specifically says you don't get treasure. Yeah. So let's get a d6, and let's see what we got then. So let's get d6 going on. Oh my god, another magic item. Another magic item. Another magic item. Are you kidding me? Another magic item. One more random. So we already got a Wonder Sleep. Oh, okay, right. Let's see what else we can get. Let's get a d6. Let's see what we got. 4 is a... If we can get up. Magic Weapon. Oh my god, that is amazing. That is amazing. So, Magic Weapon gives a +1 to its user attack rolls. It's a permanent magic item. Roll d6 to determine its type. Crush a light hand weapon, 2 slashing light hand weapon, 3 crushing hand weapon, 4 to 5 slashing hand weapon, and 6 is a bow. So really what we need is this. So if we get a 1 or a 2, it's definitely going to go to Tilly, because she's currently using a light hand weapon, so that -1 will become a +0, so that helps out. The crushing hand and slashing hand weapon would be pretty cool, because that's a +1, and then plus whatever the class bonus is. And a 6 is a bow, that's not too bad actually, so yeah, and that's a +1 bow as well. That's cool. Right, so let's see what we got. D6. 5. Okay, so we got ourselves a slashing hand weapon. That's very interesting. Okay, so the question is, who's going to get the slashing hand weapon? No. Now, going back to the PDF, so we've got slashing hand weapon. So going back to the PDF, so we'd have a barbarian. Barbarian can use... may use a shield and light armor and any weapon. Okay. Dwarfs can use any armor and use any weapon. And the halflings can only use light hand weapons. So basically it's going to go to either one of the 2 dwarfs or the barbarian. So we need to go to D3. 2, so it's going to go to the barbarian then, because I'm going like 1 to 3 to both. Okay, so that is actually, yeah, that's how he gets it actually. That's actually pretty damn cool. So Gorham not only does he have a hand crushing weapon, but he also has a slashing hand weapon as well. So slashing and web. And then in between episodes, I will randomly generate to see what weapon it's going to be. And then what I might do is I might put like another pitch here or something. Actually, how long have I been recording for now? About 30 minutes total, I think, something like that. Do you know what? Yeah, we can carry on going, I suppose, a little longer, I suppose. We can go, yeah, no. Yeah, we'll go another 10 minutes or so. We'll go another 10 minutes longer. Okay then, right, so... Brilliant. Okay, so we've got 2 party members at level 2 now. That's perfect. Right, I think we should change up the order of the marching order now. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Right, so I think what we're going to do is, because we didn't change the marching order, we didn't. Right, so I think what we'll do is, let's get Miguel up, let's get Gorham up front, we'll get Adriga into second, because she has a little bit more HP. And then we'll get Miguel in 4th, and we'll get Tilly in 3rd. And then what we are going to do is, instead of Tilly's bollock mace, I'm going to write this down actually so I don't forget. So let's put F M lunge mace, and then we have Copus. I'm just going to put K. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change Tilly's hand weapon from a bollock mace into a sling. Like so. And then for Miguel, he's in his sax, however. It's going to put S-E, so I know. So basically it's just weapons, so I know. And then like I said, we'll generate a new picture and a new weapon for Gorham as well. A +1, that's amazing. That's really good. Okay, right, so basically we can either go forward or we can go backwards. So let's see what the party does. So do the party members carry on going forward? Yes, they do. Okay, so they're carrying on going forward. Perfect. Okay, let's go back to the PDF, and then let's go back to the rooms, and then we need roll 2 6s. The 10s in units, so we have 3 and 5. So room 35 is next. Room 35 is... Ooh, interesting. We've got a dead end. Okay, right, I'll put this in. Okay. Okay. So we got room 35 up and running. So we're going to go back to the PDF and we're going to see what is in this room. So let's go to the room's content table. And then we're going to do 2d6 to determine. 10. Oh shit, what is that? It doesn't look good. 10 is... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. If corridor empty... Otherwise, roll on weird monsters table. Oh, are we gonna have a rematch with the Okay, are we going to have a rematch with the Chimera? I'll find out in a second. Weird Monsters might actually have a rematch with the Chimera. Let's have a look. So let's have a look. D6. D6. 2. No, it's not. No, instead we're facing an Iron Eater. Oh god. Oh god, what the hell are we fighting here? So, Iron Eater. Level 3, 4 life, 3 attacks, no treasure. Defense rolls against the Iron Eater do not enjoy bonus from heavy armor. Shield and light armor count. If the monster hits, the character takes no damage but loses his armor, shield, main weapon, or 3d6 in this order. Oh my god. Reactions. 1 to flee, 2d3 to bribe, 6 GP to distract creature, may not feel to inflict 4 to 6 gold. Okay, right. So, this is a good question. So, we go into this back room and then boom, there's this Iron Eater, which I think is akin to the Rust monster in D&D, I think, or something similar. I'll let you guys come up with your version of this Iron Eater. For me, I'm going to say it's like one big, massive, I don't know, say sand. Not sand, more like this iron-coloured massive worm or something. Alright, so, okay, right. So, we need to ask the question. Do the party engage right away? Yes, they do. Of course they do. Of course they do. Of course they do. Of course they do. Oh my god. Okay, right. Well, okay. No problemo. No problemo. Let's get started then. Now, we do actually have a little bit of good news. Well, actually, it doesn't make no difference, actually, does it? Not really. I was going to say, if the Iron Eater was attacking us, we can get free attacking with the sling, but it doesn't make a difference. Okay, then, right, so it's 3 life. Okay, so it's 3 life. Sorry, 4 life, and it's a level 3. 2 of our party members are doing a +2 anyway, so that's not too bad. Excuse me while I mark. Excuse me while I itch my nose. Right, so we've got 4. Right, so let's get straight in this then. Okay, so Gorm's going first with his Fland Mace. So we're gonna D6 +2. 5 is it. Perfect. So, oops, where's my marker? Go. Okay, so that's a hit. Perfect. So it's down to 3 life. Okay, so Adra goes next, so she's on a +2. Okay, so D6 +2. That is a hit. Perfect, so he's down to 3. Doesn't say fights to death or anything. Okay, right, so it's down to 2 life. And now has to make a morale check. Okay, so it's fighting to the end. Right, so that's her attack. Right, so we got Tilly coming in next with her sling. We're not quite melee just yet. Next turn, she'll have to do an action to change her weapon to a melee weapon. So I'll let her do the sling. So with Tilly, she's just a D6 flat. It's not a light weapon or anything, so it's a D6 flat. That's a miss. Okay, so that's a miss. Nothing to it. Okay, finally, it is Magel, who is a +1. So it's a D6 +1, which is a miss as well, so that's away. Right, so now it's the Iron Eater's turn. Oh my god, this is going to be strange. So, 3 attacks, so I think we're going to randomize. Yeah, because, or do we go by lowest HP or something? Well, actually, to tell you the truth, it doesn't say that. Does not enjoy bonus from heavy armor, shield, and light armor counts. That's fine, because nobody's using heavy armor. So, I guess we'll just do it by randomization, I suppose? Yeah, okay, we'll do it by randomization. Okay, so let's do a D4. 1. Okay, so it's attacking Gorm first. Right, so Gorm needs to do a D6 +2. Obviously, he's got light armor, doesn't have heavy, but it's got shield, so shield and light armor count, so it can. Defense rolls against the Iron Eater do not enjoy bonus from heavy armor. Shield and light armor count. Do not enjoy bonus. So to me, that means that if you have the heavy armor, you don't get the armor bonus from the heavy armor, but the shield and light armor counts, so you can use it. Okay, I don't know, sometimes the wording in this. See, I've been thinking about maybe moving on to the extended edition, the new, I don't know what to call it, like a remake or a remaster of the original book that I'm using, because the expanded edition has some more classes, it's better explained, and it's better sectioned out, so I've been thinking about moving on to it, but I want to use this version for a while first before we move on to other things. I think in terms of my my ideas for 4 Against Darkness, I'm going to be looking at some of the add-ons or the additions that comes with this solo RPG system. I can't remember what they're called. I don't know if they're like extensions or own content. I don't know. My knowledge of the whole solo RPG world is still very new to me. So yeah. Okay, right. So anyway, we need to make this roll. So we need to be a 2. Okay, so it's a d6 plus 2 then. So as long as we don't roll a 2, as long as we don't roll a 1, we're all good. Good. Okay, so that's that. Alright, so let's roll d3. 1. Okay, so it's targeting Adrica next. So Adrica is a d2. She's got light armor as well, I think. Has she got light armor? Buff coat? Yes, she's got light armor. So I had to double check myself. d6 plus 2. Yeah, she beats it. And then I'll d2, 2. Okay, she's attacking Miguel. Miguel is a d6 plus 2 as well, so d6 plus 2. Perfect, yeah. This is while he attacks. All our armor is safe. Jesus, I know, honestly. Okay, back to Gorm's turn now. So Gorm is a d6 plus 2. Yeah, that's a 5. And then, oh, by the way, that's 1. By the way, it's not 2. It's just 1. It's just the way I've wrote it. Okay, Adrica. Let's see if you can get the final kill then. d6 plus 2. Yeah, she gets the kill. Nice. So there we go then. So the Iron Eater has been defeated. That went a lot more smoother than I thought. And the cool thing is, because we've defeated another... Oh, actually, I should put weird monsters, shouldn't I? I need to get rid of that. I'll get rid of it. I don't know. Right, so... defeated a... Chimera. And now an Iron Eater. Okay, perfect. Right, so we defeated both of them, and now, unless the rules say so, defeat a wee monster gives 1 XP roll. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, nothing is saying about only being limited to 1 level up per dungeon. I mean, I'll have to have a quick look. Give me 1 second. Just had a quick look at the level up section, and it does not say anything about limiting XP rolls to... It doesn't say anything about limiting XP rolls, like per dungeon or anything, so you can just do it straight away, and that's awesome. Okay, so we have a little bit of a question then. So far up to now, with Gorum, well, let's think about this. So, when it came to Adrica's level up on the spider boss in the last dungeon, and with Gorm's kill on the, well, not kill, but severe damage onto the Chimera, we kind of based it on performance, because, you know, obviously Adrica got the 3 6s in the spider fight, and Gorm got the 1/6 plus the 2 level 1s with rage. I thought that was a classic moment. So the question is, do we give the level ups to our lowest XP characters? So basically everyone's equal, and that makes things a little bit more balanced, or do we randomize it, or do we give it to the person who deals the final blow? That is interesting. Personally, for me, I think it should come down to, well, actually, I'd love to give it randomized, actually. I think that'd be kind of cool. But the only problem is, though, obviously, like, you want to keep your people as equally leveled as you possibly can, especially in any RPG. You don't want to have that one person who has lower experience. But I think in this point, I think for this party, as of right now, I'm going to give it to whoever gives the final blow. And because it's Adrika, she's going to get a chance to be in the level 3. So let's do a d6. So we need to get a 3 or above. If we get 2 or below, she doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. Okay, so she stays level 2. Okay, that's fine. Right then, so yeah, we actually going to got a level 3 character then, but unfortunately, that is the dice rolls. That is the that's the rules of 4 Gates of Darkness. Okay, right. So we're currently in this room. Don't know why I'm in black, but it's going blue, but it's fine. So we're currently here. Obviously, there's no treasure, as I said, but we'll decide what the party does in the next episode. Do they search the room anyway? Or do they just come back to us? Or do they work their way back and maybe go a different direction? I mean, there's quite a few directions we can go with this dungeon. We can go up north, we can go east. This room might connect to this corridor, I don't know yet. This could be a room here, there could be a room here or a corridor. This could be a dead end, this could be a dead end. There's a lot of things we can do. I really am enjoying this 4 Gates of Darkness playthrough, I really am. So yeah, so we'll so I think over the next couple of videos, probably be 4 Gates of Darkness, but we will jump between Hexcrawl and this, and then maybe I might start another one, but we'll see. I mean, with these solo RPGs, I don't really have like an end goal or something. My end goal could be, say for 4 Gates of Darkness, it could be when people get to max level or something. I don't know yet. We'll see. But overall, I'm enjoying it. Really enjoying it. It's pretty cool. Right, so anyway, my friends, that's going to be it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want to join the adventure. And apart from that, enjoy the rest of your awesome day, and hope to see you next time. Take care.